Hello, this is Mark Sabatella from Outside Shore Music. In this video, I'm going to talk about a musical concept called a hemiola. And a hemiola, the short version of this is it's taking a piece that's in, say, 3/4, but superimposing a melody on it that really feels like it's more in 2/4 or 4/4. We're not going to change the time signature, but you'll hear it. Feels like for a few measures there's a couple of 2/4 measures kind of sitting on top of the 3/4 measures. So the piece we're going to look at, and this is a technique goes back like a ton of, like, say, Chopin waltzes and other pieces that are in 3/4 will use this technique at the ends of their phrases. We're going to look at a more recent example. This is a piece by Daniel Valdez called El Corrido de Tierra Blanca, and it's a song, and actually the melody itself may be a folk melody that predates this, but this is where we're going to hear it from. And this is a song from an oratorio called Song of Pueblo, which is a collection of songs by Daniel Valdez, kind of telling the history of the town of Pueblo, Colorado. And you're going to hear this, and you'll hear it's a very typical kind of Mexican folk song kind of sound to it in 3/4, and then you'll hear the phrase ends with this interesting hemiola figure that I have notated here. Let's listen to it first, then we'll come back and take a look here. So here is the basic song. 1818. So that last phrase, da 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 da, it's in 3/4. Do da 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. That's how we count this thing out. So look at this melody. It starts off, right? Just very typical 3/4, but then 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? So this phrase, these are basically all half notes, right? Half note, quarter note tied across the bar, half note, quarter note tied across the bar. This piece is, for all practical purposes, in 2/4 or perhaps 4/4 for that section. And yes, it would be possible to rewrite it that way, but this is what a hemiola is. It is, you have a piece that's mostly in 3/4, and then you have these few bars of this 2/4 kind of superimposed on it, and typically we don't bother changing the time signature. The accompaniment may or may not reflect that too. The accompaniment might try to still play around with 3/4. That kind of depends on how you choose to implement it. So that is what a hemiola is. It's a superimposing of a 2/4 or 4/4 on top of 3/4. We could generalize this to other time signatures, but this is the most typical usage, and it just creates a sort of interesting rhythmic tension. So it's just like, say, syncopation can introduce rhythmic tension, hemiola can as well. Before I leave this piece, I will mention just one other little bit of rhythmic tension in this piece. That first phrase is 7 bars long. 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3, and then 4 2 3 5 2 3 6 2 3 7 2 3. Right? So it's 7-bar phrase because that first section with the quarter notes, there were only enough lyrics for 3 bars. If you listen to the song, you'll see sometimes there's 4 bars worth of lyrics on the G chord before it goes to the D. Sometimes there's only 2 bars worth of lyrics before it goes to the D chord. Sometimes there's 3 bars. So he's letting the lyrics dictate the phrasing because he's telling a story, and it creates its own little form of rhythmic displacement or rhythmic interest, but really you're not so much aware of that until you go to write it out or try to play it, but you're very aware when you hear it of the sound of that hemiola. It is a very distinctive feature of music in 3/4, just closing out certain phrases with hemiola figures like this.